Are you ready for something different? Well, I'm not sure it's really that different. I'm clearly not a big fan of sending kids to school. So one evening I was on a rant and I wrote a breakup letter with school. You may be inspired to write your own, or maybe you'll just be nodding along thinking, yeah, that's what I think too. I put it over at the Unschooling Mom2Mom YouTube channel because I'm trying to get the watch time up. It's a long ways to 3,000 hours when you do these little videos that are anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes long. But I think it'd be cool to let more people know about unschooling. Getting YouTube to notice you, though, not that easy. But you know me, I press on, doing my own thing, even if it's different from everyone else. Yeah, that's what I did when I started Unschooling Mom2Mom 10 years ago. Nobody thought that was a good idea. No one thought it was a good idea when I took my kids out of school nearly 30 years ago either. I seem to have a pattern, but I'm not alone, and I have all kinds of ways to help you do this too. If school isn't working, or if the homeschooling approach you're using has more power struggles than moments of connection, reach out. And since it's August, I'm waiving the sign up fee for the monthly membership. That's the best place to get support from me. But I have courses and guides and books and calendars and private coaching, so choose whatever way you learn best. So today, let me help you break up with school. Here's my breakup letter. Dear school, it's over. I can't tolerate your lies anymore. You promised to prepare us for adulthood, but you really just prepared us for more school. The real world doesn't operate the way the school system does. So, in fact, I was totally unprepared for adulthood. And for those little pieces that I did okay with after I left school, I found most of those out on my own, after school or on weekends. Where was the information about personal finances or how to handle money? Credit cards, loans, interest rates, and insurance. How hard would it have been to give me more real life experiences on how to manage all of this? What about healthy relationships, learning about boundaries, or even gaslighting? Where was the real life information about nutrition or fast food issues or self defense or time management? Why couldn't we have spent more time learning how to analyze data so we could determine what was truth and what was not? Maybe we could have spent a little more time understanding how statistics can be used to manipulate people, and identifying who pays for a study is a critical piece of information to know. Never once have I used the quadratic equation. And I wouldn't have any idea when to use those formulas you made me memorize for all those years in high school, unless someone walked up to me with a worksheet and said, solve this. But guess what? No one does that in the real world. But you spent year after year on this. Why? I could have been focusing on so many other real topics that might have helped me as I moved into adulthood. You're so stuck in the past with your factory model approach to learning. Have you noticed that the world isn't like that anymore? Even if we did get a factory job, we wouldn't have needed 12 years of what you offered to prepare us to run the assembly line. If that's in the cards for our future, we could have had years of pursuing our interests before that started. Or we could have been learning about how to communicate with bosses and employees, or how to handle staffing or taxes. Weren't you promising to offer us more than that, though? We weren't able to have thoughtful, deep discussions because you were so busy preparing for tests each year. So I learned test taking skills instead of useful information. Why did you do that? That was for you, not for me. Apprenticeships, art programs, opportunities that could have helped us see what we liked, you cut those. All because of this obsession you have with tests. We were allowed to leave the building for one field trip per year, maybe two if we were lucky. How was that supposed to show us anything about the community we live in or all the opportunities that were out there waiting for us? You limited our time on the internet and even shamed us for wanting to use it. Yet that is where our future lies. You wanted us to come back only to you for information, but it's right at our fingertips on our phones. If only you would have let us use them. We could have worked together with this technology, but you were too paranoid to ever allow that. I guess you were afraid of being replaced. I'm going to need to know how to find a good therapist after 12 years with you. I'm scared to death to make a mistake. I can't problem solve because I'm afraid I might be humiliated if I'm wrong. I can't search for help to collaborate because you convinced me that was cheating. My people pleasing skills are off the charts in the most unhealthy way. I'm constantly determining my worth by how I measure up next to someone else. I can't believe I wasted so much time with you. Time I could have been exploring and discovering aspects of the world and even things about myself. But by the time we were finished, I had to get a job and my childhood was gone. I know. You're off to do this to someone else. Just another cog in the wheel. I am so glad to be rid of you. Signed, No More Love for You, Young Adults Everywhere. So that's it for this week. Reach out for links in the show notes, the blog post, or the YouTube channel. And I'm doing a Not Back to School webinar on August 24th. It's free. Come get a little inspiration. I'll have the link for you to register in the notes. Enjoy your week. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of my breakup letter.